All right, now next thing we're going to talk about is Invincible number 60, which has the entire Invincible War crossover in one issue. What did you guys think about this?
There's another gate there. Oh no, it's 4.
No, it's at 4. It's really nice.
Yeah.
So,
That
was not cheap.
Yeah, I was excited with all the people that were going to be working on it, and the fact that it was going to be a really big issue. I liked how they for each couple of pages, different panels, different kind of layouts, so they kept that fresh. I was just upset with the actual story a little bit. I felt like it fell short a little bit because they've been building this issue up for a long time, and the issue before that was very upsetting, especially to me. But
especially me?
yeah, you guys thought it was alright, but I thought it was pretty lame. But I was hoping that this 60 was going to be like a really kind of like great jumping on to like, I mean, a lot happened, and the last panel I liked, like, okay, we got to deal with the after effect, but
Just for those of you who haven't read it, there's a bunch of alternate universe Invincibles that are attacking Earth and essentially almost completely destroy it, while every single superhero in any Image comic tries to stop them.
I know a lot of people have been wondering what the Pit has been doing for all these years. He's here, he's in here, he's opening someone's face.
I thought this was fun. You know, the thing is, I agree with you that as a story it was okay, but the thing that I really like about it, and this is the thing that I think I liked about the last issue that you guys did not like, is that I feel like Robert Kirkman is trying things with the book. He's trying different formats every issue.
Sure.
And that's cool, and that's fun, and I like reading a comic book like that that's not the same thing every single issue. It's not the same layout, it's not the same type of story.
Yeah.
well, I don't have any problem with him trying different things. It's just that when
it doesn't work at all.
Yeah, make them better.
yeah, well, I just felt like the last issue was kind of a weird thing where you're like, oh, trying to see it from his point of view.
A super villain.
Yeah, it's this asshole guy who has a wife and kids and then gets his wife and kids killed, and it's like, oh great, nice job.
Yeah, well,
he was trying
not to bring anything up, but you have a problem with when things happen to people's wives.
See, I'm trying to be cool, and you're bringing this shit up.
A lot of emotions on this.
Wow.
Well, the thing is, he tries new things, but like that last issue was like, from a supervillain's point of view, I think we've all seen that. And so it's like, it's not a new thing. He's trying out something and he's like, new maybe to him. And this, he's like jamming a crossover into this one issue, and it seems just comes out as really rushed. Especially when this like totally kills a bunch of characters.
Yeah.
And there are hundreds of characters, like, I don't read Savage Dragon.
Sure.
I don't read Astounding Wolfman. I don't read Savage Dragon. Why do we don't need to see all these characters unless you're like Shadowhawk? Who's reading Shadowhawk? And like, why do these characters don't need to be in it?
Yeah.
And they're going to leave next issue. It's not like they're going to be hanging around.
Yes, it's Jack Staff.
Yeah.
Jack Staff.
Jack Staff's great.
Spawn's in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I thought it was fun. Would you say pick it up?
I would say check it out.
I wouldn't say it's not what I asked, but
Come by the red table after the show.
we'll be hanging out here, read our comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And that's it for the staff! Alright, it's time for our next section, which is my favorite section because you guys make it up. It's your audience questions, and for that we're going to bring out Boothman!
Boothman!
Man.
And for those of you who are new to the show, Boothman lives in the booth. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get some of those questions that I keep hearing about.
Just want to say every single question was great. It was really hard to pick.
Oh, okay. Pandering.
Yeah.
Why are you so handsome, Steve Wacker?
Well,
How do you answer that question, Steve Wacker?
Yeah, how do you answer that?
And so the first question is, who's a more compelling character, Spider-Man or Superman, and why?
Oh, let's see.
I'll answer that, Mark. You've written them both.
Spider-Man is a more compelling character. I think Superman is a better character.
You're saying to write?
And to write, yes, because there's just Superman's. In order to get to Superman, you have to go through his heart. I mean, in order to get to Superman, there's only certain things you can do to Superman. There's any number of. I mean, the beauty of writing Peter Parker and Spider-Man is that every bad thing that happens to us on a daily basis is the kind of thing you can import into Spider-Man's world, and it will affect him in a way that it would never affect Clark Kent or Superman.
Right.
At every Spidey retreat so far, we've gotten us to a story where we broke it down, and we've worked so hard to give Spidey, a win at the end. And we always reach that point where we're like, oh wait,
Yeah.
He can lose that battle.
Yes.
And it's a Spider-Man story.
Right.
You know, and he walks away thinking, boy, being Spider-Man's tough.
Yeah.
Superman, you can't do that so much. Like, he's got to save that
win.
world.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and also to take the story over the 24/7 story.
Yeah.
If Superman were Superman for 24 hours, 7 days a week, it'd be like, good, that's his job.
Yeah.
When Spider-Man, it's like, oh man, that's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Why do you say, though, that Superman is a better character?
He's more. Part of it is because without him, none of these other characters exist. I mean, that's part of my feeling. He's just such a golden age foundation to all these characters that without Superman, you might not have had any of the superheroes that follow him instead.
Is Spider-Man the most definitive reaction to Superman?
Question.
This is what an editor does. He pokes.
Probably because
pokes?
Spider-Man, because Superman, at least at that point in his career, was a one-dimensional character. And what Stan Lee's gift was to, and this sounds like a backhanded compliment, it's not, is to take one-dimensional characters and make them two-dimensional. I don't mean that to be snotty, like it's really like they weren't, but that's true. And so, because the beauty of Spider-Man is he has problems that we all care about, and nobody loves Superman in the world more than I do. But even I understand that the difference between, like, Spider-Man's problems are, how do I get my medication to Aunt May, which is stuff we can all relate to. Superman's problems are, how do I enlarge the bottle city of Candor? It's really not anything that we can relate
It's
to.
a much smaller percentage of us.
Not in this room, but.
Maybe. If you ask that question, raise your hand. Pete's going to bring you a gift, and let's get the next question.
If Jubilee could shoot something other than fireworks out of her hand, what would you suggest?
Wait, what? What did she shoot out of her hand?
Fireworks. I'm going to go with fingers.
anything else
She can
ahead.
shoot fingers
Is she
out of her
going to
hand.
shot?
That'd be really cool.
Huh?
She only got shot?
Boom, 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 boom.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not
Says
cool,
the
man.
editor.
I don't edit that.
Not cool.
Editors ask questions.
They poke.
That's damn true.
I don't know, Pete, any idea there?
I was giving out the gift, I didn't hear what happened.
What should Jubilee shoot out of her hands other than fireworks?
Hard question.
The sense of humor? I don't know.
Sense of humor?
Exactly my point.
I think it's weird that Jubilee shoots sparks out through her rubber gloves. She always wears rubber gloves.
That's your problem?
Every time I see her, she always has these giant yellow like rubber gloves. I'm like, sparks wouldn't go through those.
Wow, really?
Back to relate this back to Superman. I read a Superman story the weekend of my kid, where Superman in 8 pages gets a new power.
Yeah.
4 pages, you don't know what that new power is. Page 5, you find out the power is to shoot tiny Supermans out of his hand. And the little Superman solve thing, and he is so frustrated by this power, he just kills that little Superman with kryptonite. And says, oh, thank God, I can't deal with that little Superman anymore.
Yeah, this is an old story.
This is a pretty old story.
And the thing
What
was,
a
he was
fucked
like,
up story.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's a better character.
Hey,
Wow.
Grant Morrison used that.
nailed it.
So basically,
She should shoot out Superman out of her hand.
cool. Raise your hand. You're asked the question. Pete's going to bring you a party favor.